I'm ready. So you built this yourself?
Yep. First thing I'm gonna tell you is that you use wood screws, and you make sure that your wood screws. This is a 2x2, so you want to make sure on your 2x2 that you at least get screws that's gonna be 2 1/4 or 2 1/2. I notice when you go with 1 3/4 or 2 inches, and if you get chickens in there, when they're dying after you cut their neck, man, they'll waddle, and they'll waddle through your wood, so it's easier for more strength and durability. What I've learned, you know, is to, one, get screws that's longer, and also put washers behind the head of that screw so they can really go up against it. Otherwise, what's going to happen is it's going to sit there and go back and forth. This size right here is a small.
What is this called? What do you call this?
So this right here comes from Little John. I bought it here from our little, it's a chicken restraint. We bought this right here at our local farm store. It's about $14.99 or $19.99, just depends on, you know, when you find them. This right here is actually a medium. What we got off in here that we're slaughtering is Cornish crosses. Typical. I mean, I can pull this one out.
Pull it out.
Yeah, just so you see. As you see right here, this size bird and this medium, I mean, it'll go in there, it'll work, but it's gonna take some time for his head to come down through there. I don't actually like sticking my hand off in there and grabbing them out, so you want to try to see if you can find a large. Those are a whole heck of a lot harder to find, especially because around this time of the year is turkey season, so people doing turkey. This is when you get ready to cut them right here behind like their jawbone. You want to take a slit and just cut right there. That's where their main vein is, right there, and then you just let them bleed out. Some people cut them like that, but I cut at an angle like really right here behind this little cheekbone. You'll feel a little hard area. Typically what I do is on the back side of the neck, I'm pulling his head, that's what's opening his mouth, and then that right there gives me a real good cut. So that's why that other one's already sitting like that.
Okay, so I know that some people just like to cut the whole head off, and you said you're making a slit. What's the difference between the two? Why do you just make a slit behind the ear instead of cutting the whole head off?
Yeah, so I mean, when we get to that point, we could just cut the whole head off, but we want to be able to run into our defeather at the same time frame. So what we do is we put the slit, we're going to then dip it in the hot water, then we're going to dip it in the tumbler. Once it goes to the tumbler, it's just less feathers. What we're starting to notice is that some people take the heads, and then what they do is they'll either freeze them or they dehydrate them, and then they use them as like dog and cat treats. So
okay, so you leave them on there for people who want to keep the head.
Yeah, we leave them
when
on
you
there.
sell them.
We're going to cut them off when we get farther on this process. We're going to cut them off, and then it's just a cleaner head instead of having the feathers and everything on there.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Okay. Got a little seal on it, so I got a zip tie and got this little straw, so hopefully it sucks it out. Water is at 205, so it should be quick.
Put this on your coat so you can read it.
Pretty much there, right there, but I'm gonna seal it one more time. Texas shrink feather.
Texas shrink what?
So all I do after that, now that it's on there, I just take my straw out.
And it's pretty much sucked all the air out of it, shrink wrap. Okay.
I mean, for demonstration purposes, I mean, we can dump it in there one time to seal it again. But